at Miami. Then you have another 2 hours flight from Miami to Santo Domingo. So it's a total of about 23 hours up there. And then you also have some layover, which can be about 4 or 5 hours. So it's about 30 hours. It's a whole day trip. So it takes a toll on any human being.
All right. At least it is the love of the game that you had to endure all that. Valerie?
Yes.
How are you? Wiki imekuaje? Weekend imekuaje?
Kila kitu kiko shwari. Everything is okay. I think Rude amefanya na smile. Yeah.
All right. Watu wa Manchester have a smile. Ati watu wa Arsenal wanataka kuimba wimbo ya reggae ya Morgan Heritage. Ati do you see anything to smile about? But before we get there, kama kawa, you know, we want to get interactive with you. We want you to feel part of the show and to be a part of it. So today tunakuuliza, what do you think should be done to curb hooliganism in Kenyan football? What measures should be taken to curb hooliganism in Kenyan football? Because kuna game kama 3 last week zimepigwa na hakukufurahisha sana. Zile scenes zilikuwa mafans wameamua kidogo pia hao wanachukua sheria mkononi, kaza ni kuongelesha makocha, wengine wanasema ni kuwa massage. Tell us. SMS number is 22047. Hashtag ukienda hapo kwenye extra tupata Monday Blitz ama utumie Morning Cafe. Tuko hapo, si ndio? Pia Facebook we there TV47KE tupelekana na rada. But before we get to that, turudi sasa kwenye mpira unaosisimua na kuwakosesha wengi usingizi na furaha. My dear beautiful Arsenal, how many games now? 5 without a win. Is there a crisis at Arsenal?
There's no crisis. I think most of Arsenal fans were over-expectant. This is what I've been saying. And I told you. Remember I said that this game will be judged in the first 10. This season will be judged in the first 10 games.
All right.
It is coming out quite clear. I think fatigue is also creeping in. The fact that Arsenal have not won anything for a long time. The last 3 seasons, Arsenal has come very close to winning the league. And for me, this will be the most disastrous season for Arsenal. As you've said, it's 5 matches now. Arsenal have not won in all competition. And it's not a good thing. Though Man City are not also doing themselves any good. Because look at the fact that this is now the 5th match, or the 4th consecutive successive match that Man City have not won. It's the first time since 2006. And it's the very first time Pep Guardiola as a coach at Man City not winning 4 successive matches.
Yes.
There is a crisis in the 2 teams, and that's where Liverpool comes in.
We will get to Liverpool and Man City. Let's stick at Arsenal. Valerie.
Yes.
What do you think Arsenal is missing from last season to this season?
I think there is nothing apart from injuries, the way Roger said. Just minor injuries. Then I think pia Arteta amona ile flow yenye alikuwa nayo ni season ikianza for like the past 3 seasons, it's not there. Then for me it's like the individual brilliance of players imerudi down, because at times huwa nasema kama the team is not performing, player inafaa ajitoe mwenyewe. So like a game that you played yesterday against Chelsea, you really did a good job, but the problem was with your finishing power. I've been saying this each and every time that you're supposed to look for a clinical striker. So my problem with Arsenal is mid, a bit of mid, then strikers. Then Arteta atafute kufikiria kitu ingine mpya ambayo Pep hajafanya, because amekuwa chini ya Pep and is trying to copy everything from Pep. So he should try new styles of play, and I think a new era pia pale at Emirates.
Umesema Arteta out?
No, I haven't said out.
It's true. You know, I wish ningechora hii half pitch ndio to discuss vizuri Arsenal. Tuvuta hii chora ya half pitch, si ndio? Ndio to discuss Arsenal, because kama game ya jana, si ndio? We are here, yeah? Let me tuseme tu hapa, this is a defender. This is Raya here, si ndio? And this is midfielder. This is Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, Odegaard, yeah? Bukayo Saka, Kai Havertz, Martinelli. Si ndio? because we played 4-3-3.
Yeah, it was 4-3-3.
Si ndio? Aya. Shida iko na Arsenal, transition from defense to attack. Because you say football is played in phases. Yeah? Arsenal, kutoa ball, build up yetu, haijakuwa na issue. We're building the game. But the moment we get to the final third of the pitch, which is here, I should have drawn half pitch, but since tumechora mzima, when we get to this area here, the final third of the pitch, yeah, our finishers, Bukayo, Martinelli, first of all, like Martinelli jana could not, any 1v1, Martinelli alikuwa ana opt kurudi home.
Yeah.
Sindio?
Even Bukayo Saka.
Bukayo kwa hii game akijipata kwa 1v1 na Kukurela, because in fact Kukurela was the man of the match in that game.
Yeah.
Akijipata hapa na ball alikuwa anaopta either kurudi ndani. Sindio? Which hata when you're in coaching school you're told as a defender your work is to make sure if this winger, this attacker is here, kazi yako ni kumpeleka wide. You take them out. You know, wasirudi deep wote. And the Chelsea fullbacks were perfect with that yesterday, sindio? Aya, in crossing balls yesterday, towards the end of the game, okay, cross imekuja. We have Trossard mwenye ameingia sub here. We have Kai Havertz.
Jesus
was somewhere here. Ball inapigwa inapita tu. Inapita, you know? Arsenal has been struggling for like 5 games. The final third ya Arsenal. Sindio? Ball inabebwa mid, inaletwa defense, wanaleta ball hapa hivi, sindio? Aya. Do we blame it on the intensity of the games that Arsenal played last season? Because if you look at it, hii final third ya Man City vile inasumbua, ndo ya Arsenal play inasumbua. Is it the level of competition that they played last season that is catching up with the boys right now? Ama what do we blame it on? Because we have seen these boys can finish if they want to. Sindio? Same with City we have seen. Haaland akona 12 goals, which at vile ile trajectory akaanza nayo season, by now anafaa kwa around 20. Sindio? Because he started hat-trick. But right now, attackers wa Man City, attackers wa Arsenal, ball imekataa huko mbele.
Personally, I think Pierre, there's over-dependence on individual players. At times in soccer, you need to also have options. Look at the fact that Arsenal can only operate with, on the right, with Bukayo Saka. The moment you withdraw Bukayo, it becomes very, very difficult to operate for Arsenal. The same thing happens on the right side, on the left side, Martinelli. If he is not in the game, then Arsenal disappears. And this is what Pep has been doing so well over the seasons. But I think this season, I think time has also caught up with him, because he's been able to bring in different players at different times, and things are working. And I think that's perhaps another reason why he brought in back Gundogan, who went on loan. He had to bring him back because I think he was used to a certain kind of play. But all said and done, once again, guys, these two teams are going to disappoint. Arsenal and Man City are going to disappoint in the sense that there's a lot that is expected from the two teams. We are expecting, in fact, me this season, I was expecting a total of 90 or so points for the season. But I'm not seeing any team having more than anything close to 90 for the season, because of the number of matches that these two top teams are losing, the number of games that they don't win, either they get a draw, is quite worrying. And once again, I said it in my opening statement, Liverpool is going to bring in a very big surprise, because nobody, very few people are looking at Liverpool. And look at the way they are cruising. They might not be playing well, but they're getting their 3 points. So once again, these two coaches need to go back to the drawing board and make sure that they keep the consistency, because they're killing the morale of the league. It will reach a point that Liverpool will now start strolling alone into victory.
Kila mtu ashinde game zake tafadhali. Kila mtu ashinde game zake. Hakuna kukill morale ya ligi or anything.
But how many points are we going to have in the league?
Listen, guys, there is another point that I don't want to dwell on Arsenal as much, but if you look at the fixtures that Arsenal has had, Sindio, Arsenal in the first 11 games of the season so far, we've played almost all top 10 teams. Sindio? Liverpool hasn't played all top 10 teams in the league. I am trying to say that in the second leg of the league, kuna mtu atakuwa na mteremko. Na huyo mtu ni Arsenal. Atakuwa na mteremko because amepiga games zake zote ngumu zaidi. In fact, it's only Manchester United that Arsenal hasn't played. Arsenal has played every other top team other than Manchester United.
When I was traveling back, I didn't expect you. Then I was just visualizing Shatta not having an excuse for Arsenal.
I am not giving an excuse. I'm telling you.
Makes more excuse.
Listen, I'm telling you that we've had a very tough run of fixtures. Which is a fact. Arsenal has had a very tough run of fixtures.
Look at, for example, Newcastle winning against. For me, Newcastle winning against Man City was unexpected. So you cannot tell me that Newcastle is a top team.
That is Brighton.
No, Newcastle, was it Newcastle?
No, Newcastle drew City. Brighton beat City.
Yeah.
Did anybody expect that Newcastle will pick a point from City?
Yes.
For me, expected.
No.
I can give you my bet slip. I had that game on a draw. In fact, I even had Gordon scoring in my predicted lineup bet slip then during that day. Wenda huko andika tu Newcastle to the bank. But guys, there is also something that we need to discuss, which is Man City. Sindio? Okay, they don't have the best midfielder in the world right now, who's Rodri, who's injured, Ballon d'Or winner. But still, we've known Pep to be a man that can fix any problem that comes his way. If it's an injury, Ruben Diaz, he has Nathan Ake. If it is Bernardo Achezi, Foden is here. We lose a player, we bring in Gundogan. KDB is not performing, Kovacic ako hapa. You know, he's always had ways of solving problems. He has Savinho. Kidogo Doku ndio huyu. Grealish perform, Doku ameletwa. Why hasn't he got it right in the last 4 games?
Talking about Manchester City, remember Pep ni yule coach ambaye anatumia, kuna mbinu inaitwa juego di position, Kifaransa, Kibrazil, ndani kidogo. And that means you play ukitumia nafasi zile ambazo uko nazo.
Yes.
So according to him, amezoea kutumia Rodri. First, nilisema Rodri deserved to win the Ballon d'Or because tangu apate injury mpata pale katikati, the mid haiko pale. So unakuta game ya Pep ni kama chess, ni kama kucheza chess, like unatumia nafasi ambayo umeipata. Na kwa sasa unakuta venye Rodri hayuko, inakuwa pale midfield iko ina pasuka kidogo.
Yes.
Because for him alikuwa amezoea kutumia Rodri as a defensive, as a attacking, and alikuwa anapeana pia zile clear passes pale mbele. And of which ukiangalia pia inaitwa injuries zimemsumbua sana because juzi wamekuwa kicheza out of their first 11 was injured, and wala ambao amekuwa akiwanunua, and for me I'll prefer him to look for a attacking midfielder pale katikati or a defensive midfielder in a way that itakuwa nasaidia pale team, because tukiangalia wale forwards wako sawa, we talk of Foden, Haaland, and the other side at times they always use Savinho or this guy netwanganani number 11 Doku. So for me I think inafuata ende soko January atafuta midfielder moja, then he'll be good. Then talking about that, pia kuna ile uchovu ambayo pia timu wako na games mingi. Juzi amekuwa complain about kucheza World Cup, FIFA Club World Cup, kucheza UEFA Champions League, Carabao, EPL, though shatuloka Carabao. So it's a bit pia kazi mob, and players pia nakuwa wamechoka, because when you always talk about players, they don't just get our choki tu kucheza peke yake, because even the mind inachoka, because you can't be playing each and every time. So for me it's injuries. Hiyo mid pia inafaa tafute mtu mbadala kukuwa hapo. At the same time pia ile mbinu yake ishasomwa sana, so pia ajaribu a new thing pale at attacking.
Arocho.
Well, for me Rodri is an excuse. I'm sorry, I'll use that word. Anybody who is bringing in Rodri as the reason why City is not taking, just getting an excuse. There's several, City has several players. My analysis, I think, inakuja with it boils down to Kevin De Bruyne. I'm not looking at Kevin De Bruyne as the player that I have known. For me, Kevin is even bigger than Rodri, if you ask me, in that team. De Bruyne needs to get back his groove. And when you look at the last 2 seasons, he's been the guy who, when he's off, City's off. When he's on, City's on. So I think he needs to up his game, the kind of passes that he is delivering up front, the kind of decisive or assists that he's produced this season compared to the last 2 seasons.
Yes.
Unaona tu kwamba there's a discrepancy. So for me, Kevin De Bruyne needs to get back into the game, and then of course City will be back.
All right, but De Bruyne has been out injured, anarudishwa back kwa squad. But look at it this way, guys. Yeah, City is losing games in the second half. Unaona, eh? Like in the first half, they might be leading, like they, against Sporting, they were leading, second half wakapoteza game. Against Brighton, first half wana lead, second half wanapoteza game. Against Bournemouth, the 90 minutes now walishindwa kucheza mpira. Unaget? Against Tote, towards the end of the game, they lose the game. Sindio? Is it not fatigue? When these players are complaining, like Pep was saying, if uta imeanza kukaa NBA, you know, we are playing around 78 games. But in the NBA, they have 3 months to rest. For us, we have 3 weeks. As that fatigue got into the players' minds, do you angalia Arsenal, we were looking at stats yesterday, they're saying Arsenal has conceded 75% of the goals towards the end of the game, in the second half. Like they have conceded 12 goals, 9 have come in the second half. Is it that vijana hawezi sukuma 90 minutes sahi? Generally kwa football calendar, wale wanacheza game mingi, intensity ya game yenye iko juu. You know, there are teams that ukicheza game you must give 100% in every game that you play. There are teams like maybe say Everton, today you might give a 70%, 60% performance, but once you are in the top teams, that is Arsenal, that is Man City, that is Liverpool, you must give 100%. Unaget?
But the issue
is fatigue kicking in.
Okay, but fatigue might be a reason. But a team is comprised of about 30 or close to 30 players. And each match you play,
Yes.
you can play at least, at most, let's say 15. So where are the rest? For me, these teams need not only to have any other player. You need to have players who can fit in any given time. Because there are certain players we've not seen. And excuse me na ikataa. Because
Yes.
other than World Cup club that City wanacheza, na some few games in the Champions League,
Yes.
they just play like any other team, other than hizo game. Because, and that's why the European champions, the Champions League champion, amekuwa exempted in the first round of the FIFA Club World Cup. Why? Because they gave an excuse. So, and they gave a request because of the kind of fixture in Europe.
Yes.
So this should not be excuses. These guys are professionals. These guys are paid top dollar.
Yes.
You're paid top dollar to perform at the top level.
Yes.
And once again, kati yao wachezaji wako 30. Where are the rest?
Ni kweli.
Because mechi moja you'll only do kama nimesema 14 or 15. Now the next match, why can't you have the other set?
Yes.
to come in? They have to look into that, and hizi ni excuses for me.
Valerie, hizi ni excuses juu Liverpool wakai kustruggle. Like in fact they're winning games towards the end. Like against Brighton, they won it towards the end.
Hawana injuries sana.
Okay.
And you know, hapa ndo penye ujue juzi nimekuwa nakaa nikianza kusema tulikuwa tunachekelea Chelsea tukisema kuna 45 players. But I think it's helping them despite hawako kwa tournaments mingi. But when you look at even City, Arsenal, the way Roger said, fatigue, yes, hata kama nakataa mimi nakubaliana nayo, because the more you play, like una play on Tuesday, you are playing on Saturday, so inakufanya pia ile hujiandai vizuri. So for me, nasema fatigue, alafu pia squad depth pia inaweza kuwa ina challenge some teams. But for Chelsea they are good. Wako na kila kitu. Like kila alipiga mtu, was it 8-0? Noah.
Yes.
Waliamua kuosha Noah 8-0. It was squad B. So for me, I think fatigue inasumbua the other teams. Yeah.
Arocho, Pep Guardiola alisema after 6 titles, probably another team deserves it. Do you think that team is Liverpool?
Before I get into your answer, I think those are the excuses. Ashaanza kuona things are becoming tough.
Yes.
But look at the way look at the transition at Liverpool. I like the format of transition. They have brought in a new coach. You're not really feeling it. Look at the fact that the top strikers were Liverpool. Mane left, and several others left, and you're not really feeling it. I think they accepted that we will go down 2 seasons, then we'll come back. And that was a strategy. You una design at times to go down so that you can come up. But these other teams, Arsenal has been struggling for the last 5 or so seasons, struggling, and you know, as you're struggling, you also get fatigue is also coming in, and also players get frustrated because just playing top, you push inafika mwisho. So after 3 or 4 seasons, you become frustrated, and it gets into your head.
Yes.
And pia nadhani unanida psychological person aanze kuongea na wao. I don't know which team. Was it Liverpool sometime back, about 2 or 3 seasons back, had to bring a psychiatrist, somebody to try and talk to these players. Because I'm seeing, other than the physical fatigue, nadhani pia mentally, fatigue is also coming in.
That's true.
The fact that they're not winning is a problem.
Well, I do wish and pray that we can get 1 week off to Dubai tena to Rudy, because last season Arsenal appeared to be in some kind of situation. They went to Dubai and they came back with their winning ways.
You went to Uganda.
No. Hata mimi nilienda Uganda kuombea team, but I think I need to go again. Niende nikaombe tena fresh. Anyway, we need to take a break. Alafu sasa tukirudi tuongelee mpira hapa Kenya, because kuna mambo mingi sana na pia watu wa Chelsea wasifikirie pia hatutawaongelea. Yes, they really tried. Most of the people expected Chelsea to lose against Arsenal because they haven't won against a big team that is Man City. Liwapiga, Liverpool liwapiga. So it also appeared like Arsenal would beat them.
10 matches.
But getting they drew with Manchester United. Well, Manchester has to. You want to bring a donkey in a horse race.
We need to give kudos to Chelsea. 10 matches, they've only won 1 against Arsenal. So hapo pia kudos to the Blues. Good job.
But they won against Arsenal.
No,
they were at home and they drew.
They picked a draw.
Was it a point gained or 2 points dropped at home?
Gained for Chelsea. Oh, gained.
That was 2 points dropped.
No, whatever.
How
Chelsea gained.
No, I'm saying Chelsea ilikuwa nyumbani. Initiative iko kwa home team to win.
They picked a win. No, a point.
Yes, no, they dropped. Did they pick a point or did they drop 2 points?
A point.
So you're saying Arsenal dropped 2 points?
Yes.
They did not pick a point?
But in the last 10 matches, Arsenal have been having an upper hand against Chelsea.
No, like last season we drew 2-2. In fact, we had to come back from 2-0 down.
They've only won once in 10 matches.
Yes.
So the upper hand is on Arsenal.
All right, guys. Unasikia wana Arsenal tunatakiwa. Pia nyinyi mtapiga simu tukirudi munisaidie hapa. These 2 people saying Arsenal did not pick a point against Chelsea. We dropped 2 points. Let's take that break. When we come back, we have a lot to talk about. And remember, our question of the day tumekuuliza, what do you think should be done to curb hooliganism in the Kenyan football? What do you think should be done to curb hooliganism in Kenyan football? SMS number is 22047. Tuma tupitie baadaye kabla tujamaliza show, ndio? Keep it locked.
Vile unavyojua watoto wengi sana hawana namna. Mimi ningependelea watoto wasome.
I'm here to stress on education. At the same time, let us actually do any kind of sport that we are doing. Sport speaks the best language to everybody.
Tunataka tutafute talents. Zile raw talents kutoka kule nyumbani mashinani mahali tuko leo.
Hizi mbio za Chepsaita, like all other sports, zinaleta watu pamoja.
We want to use this event to uplift the lives of the community.
Anafurahia hii mchezo sana. Hata sikaange naambianga watu tuende Chepsaita.
Wanafunzi wakimbie ili wakuze talanta ya mbio ama kuhimiza tena elimu.
This is the place to be. Hapa ndipo mahali wanastahili kuwa tarehe 7. Wale watoto walikimbia last year, wamekimbia mpaka wamefuka mipaka zetu za Kenya.
Hey there, friends. Welcome to Kids on the Block, where fun and imagination come alive. We dive into magical world filled with exciting adventures and awesome friends.
What position were you in?
I was number 2.
What position were you?
Number 1.
He decided to cross the bridge by his house and look for food on the other side.
We're going to do half cup of chocolate chips And the other one, we're going to do half cup of the blueberries.
So, grab your imagination hats and get ready to explore with us. Join us every Saturday at 9 a.m. for new friends, amazing stories, and tons of laughter.
Join us as we explore the journeys of those who defy the odds and break barriers. We dive deep into the stories of triumph.
Sometimes when parenting a child with a special need or whatever disability, family life becomes a bit complicated and you may end up raising the child on your own.
Here, we inspire.
I have a farm which one we showcase with other dyslexic youths and autism, how to farm.
Motivate.
It's never easy, but what we do, the best thing is to work with another parent who has an elder child than yours.
And break through the barrier.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Monday Blitz, Shutterboy, Arocho, Valerie. Before we went to the break, tulikuwa tumekuuliza, what do you think should be done to curb hooliganism in Kenyan football? What measures should be taken to curb hooliganism in Kenyan football? Na before nilete kina Arocho hapa, kuna jamaa anaitwa Guru wa Sporti. Amesema ako Lurende, Bungoma County. Amesema Shutterboy, huko Mayolo, fan akileta vurugu huwa anapigwa ban ya some matches. Mbona federation isikuwe ikipiga ban fans wa teams zinaleta vurugu? On that Kenyan federation pia hawako serious. Wamalo Lawrence, Guru wa Sporti. Amesema hivyo. Federation haiko serious. Alafu Shata umwambia Arocho wachane na sisi, watoke number 14 kwanza. Wamepanda wako 13 sahi. All right guys. I think what Guru wa Sport is saying here is what we dive into. The hooliganism in Kenyan football. We've seen this kwanza hii season imekuwa very rampant. Kumbuka ile iliongelewa sana was Shabana game pale Ulinzi complex. After that tukaona federation imebana mafans kwenda grao nini, but last week kuna game kama 3 imehappen. Federation tuliona kama imepeana such stand measures. Is it the federation showing double standards with addressing this issue, ama ni nini una feel ingefanywa ingemaliza hii ngori?
Well, I want to look at it from two fronts. Kwanza, where is the Kenyan government? Unajua sahi, if I walk out here and I'd punch someone,
yes,
I'll be arrested. True. I'll be charged. But in our stadiums, it's like it's a different country altogether. There's hooliganism, watu natupa mawe, nobody's arrested, nothing happens. Surely, yani, at times I wonder where I think I was born in a wrong country. Yes, I was born in a wrong country.
East or West home is best.
No.
Why do I escaping this?
Why do I say I was born in a wrong country? Look at what happened in Meru.
Yes.
Fans wa FC wanavamia coach.
Wow.
No, was anybody arrested?
No.
There's nothing. Look at what happened in Machakos.
Yes.
You know, I was watching all this nikiwa Dominican Republic. Nashanga, what is happening in my country? Nobody's arrested, nothing is happening. Aya. Look at what happened when Ulinzi had a match with Shabana. Look at how fast the federation jumped on Shabana.
Yes.
Tulicheza game Shabana on a Sunday. By Tuesday, the verdict was out. We were banned for 4 matches. But
and the referees refused to play,
yes,
to officiate the following game.
Look at how fast they were on Shabana. Gor Mahia had an issue with their coach in Machakos. It is a week now.
Yes.
Umesikia kitu yote? Another week is coming in. FC Leopards had a problem with the guys. We have to be serious, and that's why Musa Meiboli yetu, we are total jokers. We are big jokers. E-ball, and that's why I say E-Federation should. When I hear that Nick Mwendwa wants to come back into Kenyan football as a vice president, mimi ujiuliza, was I really born in the right place? Okay, million. You know, I might be the only person naona hizi vitu. You cannot be the president of a country today. The next day you want to be the vice president. You had your 8 years to serve Kenyan football. What did you do?
But he would argue his 8 years were interfered with in the previous regime.
Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was interfered with in his term.
Yes.
Na COVID. Did he extend a day?
No.
Guys,
but he was still in office.
Nisikize.
Yes.
Okay.
There was a caretaker committee.
Just walk out here.
Yes.
Uliza wa Kenya. Don't talk to Arocho because perhaps Arocho is a rebel. Ask anybody about Kenyan football. If 5 people out of 10 will give the federation a clean of bill of health, then Nick Mwendo should come back. But nobody will tell you that Kenyan football is going anywhere. We are playing our matches outside Kenya.
Yes.
The next matches we are going to play in South Africa. For heaven's sake. Do we need such a person back into the game? Now, I'll come back to hooliganism. I blame the government. Somebody should be arrested, apelekwe kotini, tuone amevaa mururu, tumuone huko ndani, kamiti ama where, it will deter the rest. But ikiwa ni chaos, 2 chaos na nothing happens, surely.
Kweli. Val, do we, kuna body yatagwa stadium management in Kenya. Unaget? Now, game ikichezwa, mostly unasikiaga home team is supposed to provide security.
Yeah.
Sindio? Na sasa, when the home team is supposed to provide security, itafaa ku-ensure that the away team is safe. Sindio? Sa ile wanacheza. Na hata bafanswa wenyewe wakikuja, if anything, wasikuwa attacked by the opponents. Unaget? But sasa, inasemekanaga madness is doing the same thing, the same way, expecting a different result. We have tried that system and it's not working. Do you feel like the stadium management ya Kenya inafaa kutake over security protocols?
I think they should. Because acha nianzie nyuma kidogo. Hiyo comment ambayo amesema guru wa sporting.
Yes.
Nimeona amesema like a player kule majuu akikosa huwa anakuwa banned. Fan huwa anakuwa banned. But let me tell him, hapa Kenya ujue kule majuu ukiingia stadium, I think you always use
you will scan something.
Yes, so they will know mwenye amekalia seat 104 it's Valeria Mwai. And in Kenya kuna seat 104 imenemiwa mahali. So it's a big problem. Then coming to hooliganism, I think the federation inafanya vitu vibaya because saying that the home team should provide security kwa hiyo game, it's a bad thing. We have some Kenyan teams zenye hazina uwezo, siko ubaya, but they are really struggling financially. So ukipea kama, let me use an example of Nairobi City Stars. Sisemi hawana do. But unasema they provide security kwa game that they are playing against FC Leopards. FC Leopards ni timu ambayo fans watu wapige games 10 mfululizo, they will come in big numbers. So I think the federation inafaa jipange wajue ya kwamba hii game inakuza mahali fulani, sisi inafaa tupeleke pale security. But if they keep on giving the home team to be providing security, the same thing will be happening. Then coming to hooliganism about fans kupiga makocha, I think niliongea last Monday, it's just a sign of showing that we don't have confidence in this person. This person should be leaving. Like he's not supposed to be here. So for me, hooliganism in Kenya, I think itaendelea, si kubaya. But before waeke zile measures nzuri, tutazidi kupigana. But for me, sitaki wapigane. But when coming to hooliganism, federation, Arocho wamesema, kama ushakaa pale, ilisema mahali pengine, si hapa. Kama ushakaa pale, Arocho ni baba wa nyumba, mimi ni mama wa nyumba. Haina haja to change positions, mimi nikuwe baba wa nyumba, Arocho akuwe baba wa nyumba. It's over. As long as time yako imekaa pale, huja perform, just leave.
No, hata kama umeperform, you've done your bit.
But no, what has he performed?
No. Okay, well, let's assume. Unajua, perhaps from our lenses, they have not performed. But from the lenses of the people who are pushing them, they've performed. For example, I cannot follow you for 16 years. Someone like Michael Majua, the NEC member for Nairobi, has been with Nick Mwendwa for 8 years. I was expecting Michael Majua to come up and say, mimi ndakuwa president of football. You don't expect a turn of Nick for another 8 years. Those are 16 years. You are 50 years plus 16. You are guys, unajua
66.
Sasa zingine mimi, okay, I think labda I live in a wrong world. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was the president of this country. The moment he did his 2 terms, Uhuru left. Mwai Kibaki was the best president Kenya has ever had, going by the numbers. The kind of development we performed in his term. Did he extend a second?
But the constitution barred them from doing that. You would argue the constitution barred them from doing that. The former presidents.
Even Nick Mwendwa is barred from vying as the president.
Yes, but it does not bar him from vying as a VP.
No,
I think was it last
week? Guys, let me tell you. I have to be the devil's advocate here, guys. Listen, these guys will argue.
Bad devil.
Guys, we have to strike a balance somewhere. They will also argue that during their tenure, they have really uplifted the girl child's game.
How?
They have taken a team to the World Cup for the first time.
How?
They have taken a team to the World Cup. You went to Dominica, you saw that team. No, I'm telling you, Starlets are performing.
Can I respond to that?
Starlets are performing.
Yes, Starlets are performing, not Stars.
Can I respond to your under 17?
Yes.
The Kenya second, there is no league here under 16 in Kenya.
Yes.
There is no league under 17 in Kenya by the federation. So you cannot tell me that the federation produced those players. These players were produced by the Kenya Secondary School Sports Association, because that is the category where school comes in, and they produce them. Okay, I'll give them some kudos. By inaitwa mid-bathing ama nini?
Yes. Yeah.
Midwifing, sorry, whatever.
Yes.
Lakini wewe sema wewe ndio buda huyo mtoi. Shata. With all due respect to my friend and my brother Nick Mwendwa and Doris Petra.
Yes.
We need fresh blood. Yani tu a fresh face.
Yes.
Haiwezi kuwa tu ni the system as the way ilikuwa. And I'll come back to that during my red card.
Okay.
We lost Austin Oduor. I feel very bad.
That's where I wanted us to go.
Yes.
I wanted us to go to Austin Oduor. We just finish with the federation and the elections.
Yes.
Then we give Austin his time properly. Sindio? Elections zilikuwa zifanyike this weekend za regional. Hazikufanyika.
Jokers. Jokers.
And I saw you rant. Let me call it a rant.
Not rant.
An Arocho rant.
Call it
Let me call it an Arocho rant. If you didn't see it, you can go on Arocho's Facebook. You'll see the video there. Alikuwa asikia vibaya sana that election imestopiwa na koti iko Kitui. But they said EVQ they will dispense with the issue.
This is vizuri.
What was your issue with elections kustopiwa?
We are not going. I've been saying this at the 10th time. Hatutakuwa na elections kwa hii country ya football. Because there are people who don't want elections.
Yes.
And they'll always be going to court. And that's why I plead to my president, William Samoei Arap Ruto. Hii kitu Murko menezani nayo. We've had several ministers or CSS who imewashinda. It is too big a bond for them to bite. The president is the only one who can solve this problem.
How?
It happened in Rwanda. I'm giving examples. There were issues about elections and an issue about football in Rwanda. When Kagame stepped in, it was solved until today. The reason why we're having these problems for the last 10 or so years is because the president of the country has never stepped in. I might not really give all details here because kuna kitu happen in the pipeline. Thank you very much. The president alisikia kilio changu.
Yes.
But what I'm trying to say is we need an executive order. These guys don't want elections. They'll always be going to court to stop an election. Do you know that the AGM Ilistopiwaga was stopped by the system? Do you know that? The system stopped the election, the AGM.
The AGM.
Yes, you plan an AGM, then you go to court to stop the same AGM because you don't want elections. Umenipata?
Nakupata.
These elections were supposed to be done. Then somebody walks into a court in Kitui with documents. And here I also blame the government. The Registrar of Sports,
yes,
Rose Wasike. I ask you this question. How come two entities were registered to run football in Kenya? How? How on earth do you have two entities registered to run football? Now, when I have a certificate that I can also run football, I'll walk to into any court and tell the court that some people are purporting to
be running football
and want to conduct elections. And the court will listen to me. Our courts are being misused to make sure that kuna watu wataki CHAN ichezwe kama wako kwa power. Because CHAN is coming in February with big money.
Yes.
They want also to be up or AFCON. Kelele bado nitapiga.
Valari. Election ndio hizi clearly now we are in a limbo that there are two bodies that are saying on run ball sai and depending with what the courts say between today and tomorrow we might have the election regionals. Kumbuka the presidential is supposed to be 7th of December. Are you optimistic that we will have these elections ama kama Arocho that hapa kuna watu wameweka mizizi za election haifanyiki.
Acha tunijibu na 2 words.
Yes.
Kenya football kimeumana, full stop.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, talking of Kenya football kimeumana, Rocho, you had an issue with the federation, ulisema utaiweka kwa red card yako. Kwa wale wamekuwa wakifollow up that we did lose a Kenyan football legend in Austin Oduor. In fact, Rocho, I want you to talk about this.
Well, I didn't really watch Austin. I didn't have the privilege to watch him because I think when Austin was playing in the late 80s, late 80s I think, I was still very young. I couldn't really comprehend what was happening. But going by the history and the books, Austin was a very good defender. He played for Harambee Stars, he played for Gor Mahia, and it was quite outstanding. Austin was a leader, not only on the pitch, but off the pitch. Currently, he was leading the former Gor Mahia legends. They have a group, and he was their leader. And I feel sad that we've lost a legend of his kind, a leader and a very passionate person as far as football is concerned. May God rest his soul in peace. And I was so impressed by the kind of togetherness.
Yes.
That the ex-players came in and really, I'd also like to thank C.S. Owalo. He came out very strong and supported the funeral. I also saw several MPs there. The PS of sports was also there, and it shows that the government really came out. Yes. My question is, where was FKF? Where was Nick Mwendwa? Where was Doris Petra? You know, it's very sad that you lose such a person. Okay. And the people running the game, the people purporting to be running the game, were nowhere. It shows you the interest these people have. They don't have the interest of the game. I was not there, but I was made to understand that during the funeral, fundraiser, some executive members of the federation were in the same building where the fundraising was being done, and they never made an effort to even come and even console with the family. So for me, this is a federation that doesn't need to be there. They don't have the game at heart. But going back to this, it was a very good show. Former players were there. They stood, and even me, if I was around, would have made a point to go to Kakamega to see my brother going through his last moments before he's buried.
We have a bites from the same. Jatusikiliza afturudi.
Coached me briefly when I was in Gor Mahia, but sadly he left, and we had to get another coach. But he was a very strict guy, very, very strict guy.
Yeye alitakana apewe kitu kama head of state commendation, ile wakipata at least pesa marupurupu za kila mwaka, kila mwezi akiwa nyumbani kwake.
Austin has been a good example to us of how each and every one of us should live. He was a role model, not just as a soccer player, but a role model even in life, in old age, how we should live. He was extremely organized. Let us emulate Austin so that we live well with everybody that we interact with.
Lazima tuwe na some fund kama serikali, ambapo wale legends ambao hawawezi kujimudu kimaisha, tuone vile tunaweza kuingilia, tuwasaidie. Nimepata kwamba kuna 4 legends ambao wako na shida, matatizo kidogo, sitawataja majina zao, lakini tumekubaliana na Bwana Walo kwamba sisi tukirudi kule kwa ministry tutaona vile katika hiyo fund ambayo sasa tutaianzisha tutaanza kuwasaidia namna gani.
All right. May Austin keep resting in power. That is a Kenyan legend. Na vile Kenyan legends walishikana kwa hii shughuli, hata mimi it is my sincere hope that pia wanaweza shikana tu hivi wa run ball ya Kenya. Clearly hao wenye walitokea hapo ndio wana understand what Kenyan football means and how it can transform lives. I happened to see Michael Koth. I was very impressed. I didn't even know they were brothers. Mi najua Michael Koth from kusikia akichezea Harambee Stars, from seeing his son Divo Korigi, you know. Anyway, guys, talking of Harambee Stars, tuko na games kwa South Africa against Zimbabwe. We have like 5 minutes to wind up. Are we optimistic going into these fixtures?
There's still hope. We need to win against Zimbabwe.
Yes. It's a must win.
Yes, we have to beat Zimbabwe because, Namibia might not be tough because they're already out. So basically, they're already out. They're already out.
Aliyetoka ndo mbaya.
No, we won against them in the first leg. So I feel when I compare the two matches against Namibia and Zimbabwe, I think Namibia might be a bit easier.
Yes.
If we can pick out 3 points on Friday against Namibia, then we move over to Zimbabwe. We have to get those points. Because even if we pick the 6 points, we still expect Cameroon to do us a favor and beat Zimbabwe. So it's not going to be easy, but I believe that it's possible.
Val?
Nimeona lineup imetoka, but you know with Ferrata, today we have Shatterboy as a defender, tomorrow we have Arocho. So I've seen the lineup, nimeona at least wamekuwa kisikia kilio from that transition. I've seen Amos Wanjala have been called up to the national team.
Yes.
And for me, kitu ambacho ningeomba ni as they are going there, they should win that game. Because to lose that game, tutakuwa tushambia AFCON bye-bye. And for us as a team, we're supposed to qualify for this AFCON in Morocco 2025, so that when they'll be coming home 2027, tushajua like what it takes to host AFCON. And this one goes to Ferrat, and I know maybe kuna mtu atamwambia pale, inafaa ajue like Kenya is a country. Kenya is a country yenye tumekuwa tukiishi tukijua mpira ni yetu. So for him to be a coach, let him learn some 2-3 things from Adele. For me, I always say Adele was the best coach wa Kenya. So inafaa ajua, asiende pale anze kutuambia some lame excuses like, you know, this is what happened, this and this, media personnel are not around. So for him, akienda hii game ukienda South Africa, he should know that Kenya tunaangalia inafaa tuini hiyo game. But without that, hatutakaa na vibaya. Hiyo ni yangu na yeye.
Umesema mizigo anaanza akafuatiliziwa mizigo.
But you know, I saw somewhere that if we're supposed to fire him, we're supposed to pay him 30 million. So pia inabidi Kenya tujichue.
So ni miradi. You know,
Aroja leo kana mbaya.
You know history, if you're a good student of history, you learn what most probably will happen.
Yes.
Angalia what happened with Adele. Adele alituiba.
Yes.
And me, what a decidated devil advocate or what? Adele was awarded 52 million by CAF after we sacked him. Why did we sack Adele? Then after sacking him, he was awarded 52 million.
Yes.
We appealed against that ruling. FIFA ikamwongezea 60 million. The guy left with 112 million. Yani, surely, hizi ni wani ujanja. Don't know, say somebody put it somewhere that if we sack this coach, he'll get 30 million.
30 million.
These guys are preparing you because they know a new regime will come in. Watapewa bill.
You know, kuna hii debate ilifanyika, presidential debate baada ya kuulizwa kuhusu ile ile OB van. Akasema walilipa around, was it 127 million, walilipa 127 million, alafu hiyo kampuni walilipa ikadeclare bankruptcy. Na hiyo story ikaisha hivyo. Like to
where on maji hivyo. And you know, in that country,
give me your red card.
In that country, kabla nikupe red card. In that country,
yes,
when a company goes under,
yes,
it is listed by the government. Why? Because the government will have to pay you.
Yes.
But it was never listed. It tells you that hapo kulikuwa tu na ujanja na uwizi na utapeli. But let me come back to my red card. Yes. My red card goes to FKF once again. Where were you when guys were burying our legend? I never saw you anywhere. Surely. And you still want to run football. And I normally see a legend, sitamtaja kwa hii station, supporting this regime. Yet, a legend amekufa. I never saw the federation anywhere. They need to correct me. I never saw them in the fundraising. I never saw them during the funeral. Doris Petra, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because Austin Oduor comes from your area. Where were you when he was being married? Afu nasema utakurani game. Tuache kwa jokers bana.
All right. I think that's where we end it. Guys, that's where we ended for today. Mimi, my punch goes to Engine Firat. This is the third time I am talking to him. Maze, mumuongelesha Kiswahili, mimi sitamuongelesha Kizungu. hizo game tunaenda kupiga South Africa ni must win. Na kama kupanga squad itakushinda, we are here ready to do it for you. Tutakupangia squad na tukupatie formation. Hizo game ni must win and we will come to South Africa. We will support our boys. All the best Harambee Stars. Na please Firat, tushindie hizo game. Hata ukiishia tasemanga tu ulitupeleka Morocco. Hiyo tu. Sawa. Alright guys, tupatane next week. Same place, same time. Hizo game nataka predict.
Gani Harambee Stars?
Correct score.
Namibia, we are winning 2-0. Zimbabwe, we are winning 1-0.
Val?
Zimbabwe 2-0.
Yes.
Namibia 3-1.
2-0 to
Kenya.
We are winning.
Yeah.
Okay. There's also something called wishful thinking. There's something called wishful thinking. But as fans, we gotta wish. That's it. Mimi nimepatia Harambee Stars 3-0 both games. But next week, same place, same time. Thank you very much for your time. All right? Keep it locked. Tulisikizana by the way guys that hapa ukitaka kugusa remote sawa, lakini unaigusa uongeze sauti ya TV, sio kutoa station. Si tuko sawa hapo?